Hello, everyone. It is the 86th day of active warfare. We are here at the Media Center Ukraine, Ukrinform. We are starting this day with a briefing of Deputy Minister of Social Policy of Ukraine, Mr. Kostiantyn Koshelenko. He is responsible for the digitization within that ministry, and he is personally responsible for the program eDopomoga, which means there is help. We will be talking about this program, about the priorities of the ministry, right now. Sir, the floor is yours. Hello. So I have a first question. eDopomoga, what is it and how does it work? eDopomoga is a platform that was created to provide every Ukrainian citizen with assistance during the war. Currently, there are two lines of effort. There's one button within the eDopomoga that informs you regarding all of the welfare support, how to become the internally displaced person, how to receive state funding, how to register damaged property, how to receive additional pay if you're an entrepreneur and your business has been damaged, etc. Moreover, we plan to add additional information on the international aid that international organizations are planning to provide to our citizens. The other lines of effort within this platform is the volunteer aid that can be provided, that can be received through the platform. The way that works is really simple. People who require assistance, people who are going through hardship, they can file a claim informing others who they are and what do they need, and just launch this claim onto the platform. And on the other side, a volunteer or a person who would like to provide assistance or can provide assistance also registers on that platform, and they see the list of different requests from different people, from different regions, and what do they need. This list is customizable by area or by different needs. And thus, the volunteer will be able to choose the requests that they can fulfill and will help directly the person in need. All right, where can you find that platform? The address of the platform is very easy. It's eDopomoga.gov.ua. If you just Google this program, eDopomoga, you'll be able to easily find this platform. This platform is also on Facebook, on Instagram, on different social media, where you can read more information about it. What can you tell us about the first results of the platform? Well, the first outcomes of the platform functioning were at the beginning of war. There was a simple Google table, Drive table, where people filled in their needs and the others who could help did help. Currently, the platform is a full-scale website where the requests are processed both online and in person. It's an international platform where you can not only help in person in Kharkiv or in Zaporizhia, or you can physically bring them food or any other type of assistance. It's also a platform where someone from any place in the world, in Canada or Australia, a person can find Ukrainian individuals in need, pay for their assistance using a credit card or a debit card, and the person here receives a special code which they can use at the cash register at a supermarket to pay for their groceries. The amount of money you can send is 200, 500, and 1,000 hryvnia. It's very similar to a gift certificate in essence, but these are the volunteer aid gift certificates that people from any point in the world can use to help Ukrainians in need. Okay, so I heard about the grocery stores, but what other state organizations, non-government organizations, international organizations does the platform cooperate with, and how? We have a wide range of partners, and some of these partners actually help us to build the platform, and some of those partners are volunteers also who are working, managing the platform. So the people who help us create the platform, that's eDP, the UN Development Program. It's a Ministry of Digital Transformation who are our partners, who help us develop this platform. Many volunteering establishments like Lena, who help us build interfaces. They're a digital agency. There's also War Against War, which is a PR initiative against war, and they help us with the communication component. But if we're talking about the volunteers, there are more than 500 participants who have registered to help. Not all of them are not all of them are individuals, some of them are companies. There is a charity fund, Mama Jane charity fund of Vasil Verastuk. There is a charity fund funded by Unchained, which is a fund of the cryptocurrency owners who are supporting Ukrainians. There is also a Committee for Open Democracy, and American organizations that funds Ukrainian volunteers who are able to help Ukrainian citizens right here on the spot. This is a wide range of partners who help us in both lines of effort. Beside the grocery store chains, there is also Prozoro, which is a platform which allowed us to integrate and make large-scale procurements in a quick and transparent manner in terms of funding allocation. I would also like to highlight that this amalgamation around single platform, this unification of many volunteers and many partners allows us to upscale the platform, because the platform is currently accessible in Ukrainian, English, French, German, and Polish, so it allows many people from different countries to help Ukrainians easily without being limited by different language barriers. If we're talking numbers, we had more than 50,000 Ukrainians who filed requests using our platform. More than 1,500 have already received their aid. There are more than 10,000 items of groceries that have been supplied to different people all around Ukraine. We see this exponential growth as there are more and more people who are capable and willing to help in Ukraine and around the world. They're becoming aware of this platform. They're becoming returning volunteers, and we see the growth of the awareness, and we see the growth of the capabilities of the platform, because the biggest limitation is that currently in Ukraine, all of us are affected by warfare. All of us need assistance, and there are less volunteers than the people who require this assistance. Okay, so let's talk in a wider scale about the ministry. What does it do right now? What are the priorities for the ministry right now? What are the programs and tasks? What are the challenges? As a digitalization team, prior to the war, we have worked on digitizing different services for the citizens. And during the war, this need has only grew, because a large number of the internally displaced person, which starting from the February 24th, there were almost 3 million internally displaced people, 2.8 million actually. And part of those people have actually registered as internationally displaced persons and have filed claims for state funding. Part of them done it in person through different centers, and part of them done it digitally through a DIA app. And this is the achievement of our team and the Ministry of Digital Transformation. A lot of work has been done sort of covertly that people do not know about, because what people see is that everybody receives welfare payment. In February, in March, in April, and now in May, they're filed and they're issued according to schedule. People receive them through mail, people receive them on their cards, and even in places where the mail does not work, we're trying to create special mechanisms which allows people to receive the welfare payment through different banks. We have done a lot. The ministry has done a lot in order to ensure stability of the social welfare system during the war. It was not easy. And on the first day of war, we reserved our servers, we unified data, we transferred functions. And this is a type of work that you cannot really see, but every Ukrainian that receives welfare payment, they can feel our work. According to your estimate, how have we turned the social welfare system onto a wartime economy? The welfare system actually depends on economy greatly, and the first question is how capable is the economy to fund welfare payments in terms of technical implementation of the processes, in terms of capabilities of payments. As you can see, the bank system is working, cards are working, and even if people cannot access ATMs on the temporarily occupied territories, people are using the money to pay by sending them from a card to a card, and that helps them survive under these difficult circumstances. In regards to additional payments, these additional payments weren't very significant before the war, and it's a lot more difficult for people right now. So we are working with international organizations who have expressed readiness to additionally assist to Ukrainians with funding. There are 5 memorandums with UNICEF, with the Red Cross, with the UN Internally Displaced Person Department, and the number of memorandum is not limited. We continue expanding our cooperation. They plan to provide additional payments to people who are internally displaced, and also we have a government decree which allows to pay these welfare payments to people who are left on the occupied territories or on the newly liberated territories. And the decision to provide these welfare payments to the people will be made by the international organization that is providing that funding. However, we are cooperating with them in order to make sure that they receive all of the necessary data to pay the people. Moreover, the platform eDopomoga will enable people since June of this year to file a form and to receive that type of aid. Of course, the international organization will make a decision how much will they pay, when will they pay, but there is this readiness, there is this willingness. There are 5 memorandums with different international organizations. New organizations are joining this process, so we feel the support of the global community, which will allow us to strengthen the welfare of our citizens. And also there is private sector volunteering aid, which is developed on eDopomoga using the link social eDopomoga, because this is the aid which is provided from family to a family, from family which is in Canada, in France, in United Emirates, in Vietnam. This aid will be provided directly to a family in Ukraine. And the list of countries where this aid is coming from is more than 20 countries. And the numbers and the amounts of money is growing. People have already received more than 500,000 hryvnia of such direct aid, and it will only grow. Are there any more questions? Yes, I do have a question. Do you plan to further develop the platform, and what are the new instruments that might be implemented later? In regards to the development of the platform, one of the unexpected functions is the ability to help people not only through groceries, which are actually the biggest need, but also through drugs and pharmaceuticals. That's why we work with the Ukrainian Association of Pharmacies, which to integrate those, and so that our friends from abroad will be able to help Ukrainians with drugs and pharmaceuticals. We're also working on interface additionally to make it more comfortable for people who require aid and for the volunteers who would like to provide that aid. In regards to translation, to description of functions, to the ability to help through a couple of clicks, to make sure that it's not a difficult procedure. That's something that we are working on right now. And we're also working on a project for international marketing, because currently not that many people know about this platform from abroad. And the number of people helping is growing slower than we would like to, but the international marketing campaign would help us inform everybody. Look, there is this mechanism. It's an easy mechanism. It's 200, 500, 1,000 hryvnia that you can pay from every place in the world, and here a person will be able to buy groceries. And it's not only support for one Ukrainian family, but it's also support for an entire manufacturing chain, for the grocery store, for the employee of the grocery store, for the manufacturer that provides the groceries to that store. That's why the platform is growing. But by engaging more international friends, we would be able to provide more Ukrainians with additional social support. Is it it? Oh, there's another question. You just said that there's a range of memorandums with international partners. Within the scale of those memorandums, how much money can Ukrainians expect to receive? You know, in regards to the memorandums that have been signed, they are already covering the most vulnerable categories of people. For example, UNICEF is taking care of families with children, and their focus, their target audience, are internally displaced people with children. This additional international support will be more than a couple billion hryvnia and will definitely touch a couple million Ukrainians. This is the scale for now, and we're not stopping. This is not the end. We're trying to engage more and more organizations. Are there any more questions? There are no more questions. That was Kostiantyn Koshelenko, Deputy Minister of Social Policy of Ukraine. Our next briefing will be at 2:30 p.m. We'll have Alexander Motuzianek on the floor, the spokesperson of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine.